Hey guys, thanks so much for traveling with me. Today we're going to talk all about music, and I'm here with my special guest Lauren, music enthusiast. She's been to Coachella, she's been to
Outside Lands, Jazz Fest, New Orleans Heritage Festival, Outside Lands, Treasure Island, anything and everything.
And our phones are just going off here, but we'll stay focused. So what do you feel like the music scene is like in Cape Town? We've been here about a month and some change. What do you feel like the music is?
Well, like I was saying earlier, it's all over the place, and it's a lot like the city, and it's really diverse.
Very diverse.
But yeah, there's all that, cultural heritage, the jazz, the R&B, the hip hop even, and of course there's that new wave of electronic music coming through that's everywhere.
So it's like whatever you like, there's something here for you, though.
Pretty much. I mean, except for country music.
That doesn't exist, I don't think. I should ask people, like, country, yes, no?
Although apparently at Grahamstown Arts Festival, which we'll be going to.
That's a big arts festival. We'll be covering it. You'll see about that.
There's supposed to be a lot of folk and a lot of kind of guitar, singer-songwriter music, so.
Very cool, very cool. Now what I've noticed too is like the children here are like immensely talented. Have you noticed that?
Well, yeah.
they blow me out the water.
And I was actually, I was talking to Erna about this, and I think that South Africa is going to have a huge wave of talent coming out of it in the younger generation. And they just released South Africa Rolling Stone, and that's seen, a huge number of South African musicians on the cover, which is a really big deal for South Africa.
Yeah.
So, and then, I think Cape Town, though, is a little bit different than Joburg in that it's a lot artsier, and you can just go out there and find what you want to see.
We're going to show you guys some of the amazing kids we've come across. We've been blessed with their energy and their talent, so check it out. So there's a place on Long Street. Long Street, how would you describe that area?
It's like Bourbon Street in New Orleans. I mean, that's the comparison I make. But it's
and like 6th Street in Austin, where there's just bars and clubs and just
restaurants.
People, yeah.
It's just, if you want to go out and have a good time, you don't have to
Great
go far.
place for Friday night and Saturday. Sunday, I think it's dead.
Yeah.
So we found this spot on Long Street called Zula's. And each night you go there, there's different performances in different rooms. And it's a wide spectrum of performances.
Yeah, they usually do some kind of theme, and they have a lower stage and a top stage. And what we saw the other night was they were totally different.
Like,
totally different acts. Yeah. It was like, yeah, what would you even call that? But
I don't know.
I read online that it was supposed to be Ubuntu was the theme, and that's something
and
to do
that
with
means
people for people. I think it's a Kosa word, but I'm not sure.
People, joy. Check out some of the Zula music.
Yeah.
So that night we went, so we had the drums, and then we also had, what would you describe this music?
It was basically just a DJ. he had his laptop set up, and it sounded like he was just mixing a bunch of sounds, which is really common. I thought what was really cool about it though is that they had those live musicians come out.
Yeah, musicians with the laptop, with the lights.
Yeah, so it was this electronic kind of house techie vibe, but then all of a sudden a jazz saxophonist came out and was trying to mix that with, and then the flautist came out and there's just this lady on a flute, and I'm not sure, I might have just been so like amazed at that they had the nerve to do that, but I don't know if it really sounded that great.
It was an interesting sound.
Yeah.
But you described the crowd.
Oh, the crowd. Yeah, they're what I like to call gel festing, which is
gel festing.
Yeah, it's basically when people, it's like that. It's the raver scene goes to a venue to kind of have their own space and be able to get weird and dance and move around.
Okay.
Because there weren't that many people there, but
yeah.
But
what's the gel? What's the gel in this?
The gel is like the abusing the substance. They
call
people
I'm so out of touch.
Who are on a lot of drugs, or in this case, it was probably just a lot of alcohol, and their face kind of starts to like get jelly.
I think you'll see as we show you this gel fest. So another night at Zila's, you left early, but there was like a hip hop, spoken word, I rap, I sing kind of thing going on. And sometimes you couldn't even understand them because they were speaking Xhosa. Did I click right?
That's actually pretty good.
But it sounded amazing. And the crowd was so hyped, you like wish you understood. You're like, wait, what is she saying? You know, really good energy. So check out these performances.
Ghettos, alcoholics drown their sorrows, drink as if there's no tomorrow. While the Buddha Mach is mobile, planting bombs up in Soweto. We are culturally stripped naked to be sold as human cargo. Rushing out the dark only to be blinded by the light. Yeah, we're now made it apparent that we're still just black and white. Apartheid! Hey yo, apartheid! Forgive but not forget, so where we from? A time when it was hard to just belong. So many warriors are dead and gone. To them is who I dedicate this poem. Listen. Coined in the 1930s as a white political slogan, tear gas and rubber bullets reinforcing segregation. It was don't pass for the third class, Madibas in detention, when Flop Plus was the focus on black annihilation. Put upon secret alliance with Hitler's Nazi regime, so my people's mobilizing frontline dominate the scene. Armed struggle hit the trenches of Angola, no debating. It was SWAPO and Fidel Castro help us fight discrimination. Rushing out our foes, petrol bombs, spark the place up. Lace up your boots, revolution, clench your fist up. We toy with the masses, rocky road, there ain't no double up. Impim, please dwelling the hours, fellow snitches getting burnt up. From land-owning rulers, broken down to cheapest labor. We struggle for our freedom, tap, ain't waiting for no savior. See, Anglo took the gold and sold us out to Afrikaners. Now tables got to turn, rich and Luta continua. Yeah.
Police,
speaker shot, high pressure sodium, greenhouse farmer, indoor, outdoor, indica sativa, no flows, cave crows, bowler, split reefer, that rap format says go to the speaker shot, high pressure sodium, greenhouse, yo, just let the crop grow, plant seeds, utilize, fertilize, item flows, crystallize, pot burn, a liquor crush, 7/, realize, this is itis infiltrate, like a fragrance, straight up under your nose, so come on the hustle, green gold, moving kilos, straight wreck, blueberry, bird cheese on the willow, cash crop, germinate, crossbreed, cut a clone, slow pull, roller coast, watch I never kill a soul.
Ngoko onkamabhongo hloko mihlobo zenhloko hlabe elidolo lobo ke ngumbono thongo majole phuma kwinto lonke phethe umkhonto nxiba intsima emhlophe ebile xhophe khanse ilonto ndibonile yamihlela ndivile ixilongo zihlabile impondo ngoko ndilandela lo mkhondo selector we can be ojodwa yandisolobani yasodwa ndizivile izinqubeni nesazele sibibijolobe anaconda ndivile igwiqi inini nginqoba kuphisa amadodana odwa wena ubulindele ntona ubufumela kukukukukukuja ekhaya koyikithola unqabubokubuka yasintombi sikagoja mihlale ngonyamezela unkonjwa phakathani isona esifana isirhonjwa sisona sodwa sodwa akhali sisazama sisazunqaba khali ngoma siphamandla sisahamba thina lapha khali ngoma sisazunqaba khali ngoma siphamandla sisahamba thina lapha Wathingana mina ufumanisa uzabangise yabangathi balekisiniswe ngasulungise enhliswe ngoba zange ndakufani ndokhulisa utekekisa ukisa upholisa upholisa utekesisa ubelekisa uhahamisa ububukele namkenisa uthuthuzele khathalele undikhusele sibonakalisa ubuzele njoba ngasekebukisele hluse kaso wabo uphokosele okondandisele sango kusibisele ukusondele kumdaka sango kucingela into abanikhumbula utata sango ukhathekele sango kubethelwe kudata nsabudata hlabafika inkobi imbona sikhomdata sithina khathatata lomakuba baphansi ngunotshe anadala landela nangezwane ndingotshe ndithothe xaselibeke lokugqibela ndirhoxa nditshena nje kungomumama sangalikhoxa ndithoke nditshena shoti ngado tshena mama wakhetha uphuma ngomnyako tshena ngoba zange wandethela kwanto tshena ngenxa yothando ndithwala ndililomfo nditshena shoti ngado tshena mama wakhetha uphuma ngomnyako tshena ngoba zange wandethela kwanto.
We've done a lot of stuff. It was just like, woo.
We actually have.
Yeah. So when we were in Paul, which is what, 30-40 minutes from Cape Town, once again we're with talented kids doing this radio journalism workshop, and you know they want to be journalists and tell stories, but some of them also rap. And we went to this barbecue type place.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call
I don't know
that.
what you call it.
But this was like separate. There was a warehouse almost kind of structure next to it where they had an open mic night, which was basically just kind of a rap contest.
Yeah.
Where people were getting up there, kind of like 8 Mile or something.
It was very 8 Mile. I felt that. I was like, yeah, like I'm representing for you. And he shouted us out. He shouted out the Americans. Yeah. It was very nice. Check it out.
Keep the change. Answer with the show in the show. Answer to remain. If you want to go in, but the sticks is a plane. Baby girl, you know it's off. Young the sun at the lane. He get your face, my soul, so you're so plain. That's when it the way it's a fastest in the game. They get your face in the burning like a flame. So baby girl, it's on the query. They get your face exactly what I think I'm steady. Like a club. SBBSI.
BBS, I Rastafari to the most, I break the most, I hit the most, it's the time and my time, I need you. yo, steady bomb, 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 steady bomb.
Cause you know what you're thinking. So back in the good, but I can buy a weekend attitude. Enemies and I know that you can think it. I think there is a man in it. So you are hurt. I can dish it like a puppy head. What is it the work? Knocking up a thousand, but I ain't a bird. I can do some fucking things when you lying in the bed. And with that, like a back, the start on the shoes. See, I can kiss me, let's go and let views. Talk like a bitch, I think I'm trying to get me. But with up and that's your head, see me sweat the views. The day I use up, that's my widest weapon out. The life, the body in the bar, shit to go. Got an S on my chest, cause I'm feeling so proud. If you don't know by now, this is what it's all about.
Becky yellow vita bate makin bate pagno kita ka tayo yellow vita nekas mani pero ba man kami pepa yo di man kami tayo ba nekas mani besta plek di besta reply vita neka repa sa me dia lek mani maka pa me kre eko what the fuck lo mama para no ver maki ma ene ka heta rasta para you click eka san hectic balori gote maka para get the pictures no pictures ite bate kuna neka heta pa pictures pictures pa to me kre pa neka like a pop ito ni no ma is a vita neka la yo no pa como una kaya ma pa my cry o me ka try di pero mani pini yo la vita bate makina me ka ate to my cry no nothing no slow no nothing no flow any na hate za za dina by the girl is a pro una to my elo pena flat take for your sin take your ass up on it take for you say the bread especial la tai za vita neka heta vitalite no pa yo te reto freestyle son a beto de tango que me tempe on the soul take from me down up za vita neka spot on the ground ni ma ka pa me no cry no vita baba na na eka sani pero balai bounce me na pasa bounce yeah
You can make it a potato or put on the inner swag and a small risk to fly. But I can lose the face that he makes when you're here. Fast as ever kiss her. Tell a piece to do the baby creep from the hop of her. You can ask your kid when you play this short schooler. Saki for simple day and a saki for the quicker like the pick up the computer. Give me fan of putter. Like a sunny dominate your balance. Just a plan to pick up. But because of it, I need to up to the dominate the Z. Keep me at the PVE. No shit but 6 pieces. Until you're a list. Oh baby girl, there we go. I don't like standing up, planning just to shit and be rapping. If you wanna go, so with this Marshall and the show. Baby girl, my real name is Marshall. If you wanna go,
Oh, I didn't tell you. I went to a jazz concert. Well, I did tell you.
Yeah, and the guy was like really good looking.
He was hot. A Cuban jazz artist, and that was really good. But the music was good too. But they also had a local jazz musician who was really big, and they also played together. So I'm going to show you some of that concert that I went to.
Okay. We are really happy to play here. I mean, supporting Nelson Mandela City Hospital is very important to us. And it's really important for us to have really beautiful people like the audience. So a big applause for you too. Now we're gonna play a song called 80s. So everybody want to move his shoulder, you can do it now.
Is that all we love?
Oh, yeah, so I feel like people just have hidden musical talents. At my job, there's this guy, and he said he wanted to serenade me. And I'm thinking he was going to sing, but he pulls out this, like, it looks like a bow and arrow instrument. Yeah. It was really, you'll have to see it. It's really interesting. It's cute.
Hello, so my name is Ferdy. I am known as the indigenous rogue. So the instrument I have in my hand is called the Khoisan mouth bow. So it's an indigenous instrument that was used by the red people, the color of the earth of the southern African region, for defense or attack, and at the same time it was used as a musical instrument at night when they gathered around the fire. Over here we have Tallie, and I'll be serenading her with the Khoisan mouth bow. And when the stick drops,
it's over. So I mean, we've seen all this amazing music and talent. What do you still want to see or hear?
Well, I'm excited for Grahamstown, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear some of the folk music. I haven't seen enough jazz, though. I mean, that's what this town is, and I feel like I've been seeing a lot of interpretations of jazz, but not the, really original jazz ensemble that this town is known for. But
So I always do my Tallie tips. What are Lauren tips for music in Cape Town, the music scene? If you come here, you're into music, what are your tips?
Well, don't be discouraged by by the first maybe 30 minutes of a show, because it could turn into something really great. I wish more than anything I hadn't left Zula that one night to see that female rap artist. But also, don't judge a book by its cover, because I think there are a lot of the big name venues and places to go see music, but some of the most surprising are the coffee shop that you would never think to go to. So
thanks so much, Lauren.
No problem. Thanks, Tallie.
And my tip is just go see any show you can see in Cape Town regarding music. Just go. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll leave you with the wonderful choir again. I love them.
Stubelele, stubelele,